class, this is Nina, your project management instructor and coach. In this video, we're going to learn the concept of 3-point estimating, including its triangular and beta formulas. Let's get started.
Okay. The three processes in the planning process group that deal with estimating. We have estimate activity duration, which is in schedule management and planning. We have estimate cost, which is in cost management and planning. And we have estimate activity resources, which is in resource management and planning. So our ability to estimate how long an activity is going to take, our ability to estimate how much something is going to cost us, and our ability to estimate how many different types of resources we're going to need to complete the work is really critical. There are different type of estimating methods, and the method that I want to discuss today in terms of discovering the formula for that method is called 3-point estimating. 3-point estimating. So 3-point estimating is called 3-point estimating because we're using 3 points of estimates to create an estimate. We're using optimistic, which is our best case scenario. We're using most likely, which is our most frequently occurring one, the most likely one. And then we're using the pessimistic point of estimate, and that is our worst case scenario. So why do we bother taking into account best case scenario and one that happens most frequently and the worst case scenario? We take those three into account because we want to account for a chance of getting a good case scenario estimate, and a situation in which we end up having to pay more money. This way, we're using 3 points to create an estimate. Now, we refer to the pessimistic as P, optimistic as O, and most likely as M. So when we have our formula and when we're doing our estimate, we will see O for optimistic, M for most likely, and P for pessimistic. Now, this 3-point estimating method has 2 formulas. It has a triangular formula and it has a beta formula. Now, both formulas are equally accepted by the scientists as a valid formula for doing a 3-point estimate. The difference between them is that one of them is a simple average of the optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic amount. Whereas that's the triangular formula. Whereas beta formula gives more weight to the M value, to the most likely value. It gives 4 times the weight to that value. And the reason why is because M is the most likely one to occur. So to average something that's best case scenario is the worst case scenario with something that happens most likely feels to those who use beta to be less accurate because most likely has a larger chance to happen because it happens most frequently. So the formulas, and I will put, after class, I will put the formulas over the video, guys. The formulas for the 2 types of estimates are, for the 3-point estimate triangular, O plus M plus P divided by 3. Why? Because we have 3 values. We have optimistic value, most likely value, and pessimistic value. Divided by 3 gives us the average. That's your 3-point estimate based on the triangular formula. If we use the beta formula will be O, which is optimistic, plus 4 times most likely, so 4M, plus P divided by 6. Now, the reason why it's divided by 6 and not divided by 3 is because we're adding 4M as opposed to what we had before, 1M. So we had 1 optimistic, we have 4 most likely, and 1 pessimistic. That's 6 values that we have in the numerator. So that means that our denominator, to average that stuff out, we need to divide it by 6 to get the accurate estimate. So triangular formula is optimistic plus most likely plus pessimistic, 1 of each, right? Divided by 3. That's the triangular formula for 3-point estimating. Whereas the beta formula for 3-point estimating gives 4 times the weight to most likely because it's most likely and it's more likely to happen. So they're giving it more weight so that the severity of the optimistic or the pessimistic cannot pull the estimate value too far in either direction. Think of it this way. If I get one of the two of you holding each of my arms, right? And trying to pull me your way, and you're trying to pull me your way, right? If I am 4 times my weight, is it going to be harder for you to pull me in either direction? Yes, right? But if I'm just myself and you guys pull me, whoever is stronger is going to pull me in that direction. So the logic behind beta formula lies in the fact that if we give the most likely more weight by giving it 4 times the amount of value, amount of weight in the estimate, the extreme optimistic and extreme pessimistic values won't be able to push it too far out in the estimate. So once again, triangular formula for 3-point estimating is optimistic plus most likely plus pessimistic divided by 3. And our beta formula for 3-point estimating is optimistic plus 4 times most likely plus pessimistic divided by 6. So let's do an example. You guys should have your pens and papers in front of you so that you guys can take this example like we did the previous topic. Okay? So let's say that for activity A, my optimistic estimate is that I can get it done in 4 days. My most likely estimate is that it can be done in 7 days. And my pessimistic estimate is that it will take 11 days to get this activity done. So optimistic, 4 days, most likely 7 days, pessimistic, 11 days. So with those values, let us calculate the triangular and beta results for a 3-point estimate. So we're gonna do 4 plus 7 plus 11 divided by 3 to get the triangular estimate. We're going to do 4 plus 4 times 7 plus 11 divided by 6 to get our beta estimate. What does this mean? This means that now we do the math.